Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am PANCZASU and welcome back after a long while to my endless space, multiple personalities madness. I do need to apologize for the very long break between this episode and the last one. Unfortunately, this past week, man, was it a busy week for me in real life, trust me. It was. It wasn't bad, it wasn't a nightmare because it's not like anything bad happened, it's just, you know, I had to pull several all-nighters just to work. That's never a fun thing to do, but it's sometimes necessary. And it was in this case, so I could have recorded videos, but I was just too tired, I'm sorry. Anyway, let's open it up with accepting the peace offer from the pilgrims and getting quantum communications in return, because hey, why not? I'm liking this deal a great deal. And you know, extra peace doesn't hurt, I'll be able to trade a little bit, and in general things will be nice, and I'll not really adjust anything this turn, because this turn still per se belongs to the old video. But now we can have a look at the new guidelines that I have set up for myself via the use of my dear viewers. It's again Colton Wilson who has the most thumbs up, so his suggestion is again the one that I'm going to go for. And I cannot complain because he just tells me to do what I want. Now, I don't want you to do this kind of suggestion too often, because I do want to be hindered in some way. However, because I've been hindered so much so far in this video, this time I'm just going to accept it and play the way I want to, which probably means the UKSPA is going to die. But there is one thing I need to do, and that is to create a universal type of ship called the Crossbreed for Colton's waifu Crossbreed Peninsula. I did look it up. I now have spotted for myself that she is a boss in Dark Souls that I have not reached as of yet, but I still don't get it. Like, okay, she's a girl and she's a boss and she's got a tail. Is there anything else to it? I don't know. Maybe I'm missing an important part of sub-pop culture or something. I don't know. It's a thing that I will not understand, but I'll do as you desire, because you let me do as I desire. Also, hold on a second. I think my sound system is bugged, but it's only for me. It's my headset that sometimes does weird stuff. You should still hear the clear sound. Anyway, I've got a pirate blocker right here. I could just scrap this guy. It's not like I have much use of him, so let's get extra 15 dust, why not? As for the dust itself, or rather the taxes, let's lower them so that my empire is fervent, because it's rather important. I could lower them so that the other planets are happy as well, but it would cost me dust per 10. I would much rather keep my empire fervent and the two most important systems also ecstatic approval, while the other two systems, well, I don't care about them too much now, do I? So they can stay where they are, the way I see it. And it will be still more or less fine. Madness! Madness has finished doing some stuff, and I can now increase its happiness, which I'll gladly do, because it is currently lowering my overall empire happiness, which is not even a good thing. It's also my capitals. It does have two trade routes with the pilgrims, who I did sign a peace treaty with, as you have seen, which is nice. I'm also probably going to go ahead and institute a bunch of other upgrades, like for example, once I'm done with colonial rights, I do want to have the ecstatic bonuses, so I'm gonna go for infinite supermarkets as well, but then I'm gonna go for more dust, and probably I'll also finish up the other 3 improvements. Actually, not the epigenetic crop seeding, but the other 2 for trading. Trading is kind of worthless in this game, but it still gives you a minuscule bonus, so you might as well go ahead and grab it. Okay, Mary is continuously making heartbreakers. I will not complain about that one bit, thank you very much. I could give it another trade route, but right now I'd much rather give it, you know, some ships to be created. Dual Mine doesn't have much to do. It could get another trade routes. It would level up my hero a little bit as well. It would cost me some dust though, because obviously my hero would not convert industry to dust, so I would lose. Oh wow! No, this building is not worth this much dust, not in any way, shape or form. I'm sorry, game. It's just not gonna happen. I also need to rename Father, but I haven't figured out an appropriate name, so I'll do it at some later point if you don't mind. Alright then, how much longer till I can actually declare war on UKSPA? 3 turns, alright then. How strong am I in relative to other empires? Not very strong, not very weak. Score-wise, I am however quite pathetic, but UKSPA is probably the best target for me. Siafu I don't wanna kill. I'll gain half the systems that don't have anything valuable on them anyway. And tech-wise, I doubt there will be anything important or impressive in there either. Speak of tech, I do want to see how far away from the lead I am, because I am a tech-oriented faction and I'm third. Now this is not bad since I am playing on Endless, but, you know, at the same time I would love to be on number 1. Just saying, it's a thing that I would love to happen. Okay, dual mind. It no longer needs to actually have any waypoints, but I will leave it a waypoint to my capital. Meanwhile, Mary... well, I'm still assembling a fleet over here, but it will be actually a fleet that I'll probably set over to Ghana and attack from over there, since I am... Ooh, the enemy is actually marching in. Nice! Giving my let's try and speak again. Giving me a valid excuse to kill a bastard. That's something I'll always dig. I cannot amend all my ships into a single fleet though. I can try, but that's about as far as I can go, so let's create another fleet over there. That's nice. Now I have a bunch of fleets named in the same way, because that's how the coding works for this game. Alpha, I'm going to hide in a hangar so that they're not actually attacked, because they're invasion ships and not by any means fighting ships. Thank you very much. And those heartbreakers will just stay here and wait. I've got some more ships. And actually, this sound issue I'm having with my headset is really annoying me, so give me a second. Alright, now better. My sound system works just fine, so I can hear what you actually hear, which is rather important, wouldn't you say? I mean, it's not exactly, honestly speaking, important, but it's still something that I'd rather have than not have, if you don't mind. So the enemy fleet is probably going to engage me fairly quickly. Oh, my fleet is actually not as big as I thought it would be at this day and age. I thought that I sent in more ships over there, but I guess I didn't have those. So, the enemy is now blockaded by me. I expect them to declare a battle on me anytime now. Well, they are now blockading the system as well. They're taking the sweet time to declare battle. I'll give them a chance. Just because, you know, I'll be the oppressor soon enough, so I want them to be oppressors first, so we have an excuse in case this was real life. Which obviously it isn't, but you know what I mean. Actually, I even don't know what I mean, but let's pretend that we are all cool and stuff. Alrighty then, let's keep on making ships, and actually, I should create the Universal Princess something, Priscilla ship already. Although, if I have to make a Universal ship, it would be much better if I used it, the... Peita is not actually a very good Universal ship per se, because it does increase the weapon cost, but actually, scratch what I just said, it does make it a good Universal ship, it's just not an offensive ship, but it can be my shield of sorts. So, can I get to it and design it by the end of this videocast? Well, I'll do my best. I'll just have to go through the turns rather quickly, since I do want to finish infinite variable computing. It's a really important and a very powerful upgrade that I am about to have, so let's actually have it. I'm far behind in other areas of tech tree, so I might as well pull ahead in this one, if you don't mind. I'll be able to make a lot of ships, even though I don't have a lot of systems, which is important. Alright. What is this particular fleet using? Beams and kinetics. It is also running on shields and deflectors. Alrighty then, I've got multiple heartbreakers, I believe. No, they are actually all the same, and they are all using long-range kinetics. So that's not too good, because the enemy... not all enemy ships are using deflectors. Actually, quite a few of them are not using deflectors or using very little deflectors. So I should do relatively alright, and I do have both shielding and deflection capabilities. So I'm tempted to go for spread fire, just because the enemy has a lot of small ships, so it could actually work quite nicely for me. Default formation is gonna be good. As for targeting, obviously I'm gonna start with sabotage, and then I'll continue all forward into... The enemy is mostly using beams, right? Yeah, mostly beams from what I remember. Well, I cannot do much about that. I could go ahead and try to pull off a barrier and then engineering, but I'll go into manual regardless, of course, and then I'll probably adjust, seeing how well the enemy ships are doing, or how poorly mine are doing. It depends. I do expect a lot from my fleets, so please do murder the enemy without too many losses. I would appreciate that a great deal. Now, I'm pretty sure you know why I went for spread fire, but just to clarify... No, I already did say it, man. Something is wrong with my memory today. I'll drink a little bit of water, then let you explore. Watch the explosions, man! Few days of not recording and I'm doing horribly, and the enemy is running away. Those cats, alright. Yet another reason to take a sip of water, so I'll be right back. Well, I can say one thing for sure. Not too many of the enemy ships managed to retreat, so too bad for them, I guess. And this guy almost swapped out away, but nope, he did it. Camera, you can chill down now. The enemy is dead, nothing is alive. Actually, I did see one bright pixel over there, so I guess a bit of somebody's engine is still alive, but nothing more than that. Enemy level up, that's good because... What did they want to give him? I'm pretty sure I wanted to give him... Where is it? Let's make sure that I get the right thing. Saboteur, yes, I need Master Hacker for that. Can I have it right now? No. I can get it very quickly, or alternatively, I can finish off the Veteran and then get Cyber Skilled after the next battle or so, which I like a little bit more. It's a free skill point, and before I get it, I'll get Veteran 4 as well, which is quite a bit of man, what is wrong with my English? I can't speak. I meant to say which is quite a bit of an improvement, but apparently I can't even phrase this sentence because I'm so daft or something. I don't know. Daft isn't even the word I'm supposed to use in this situation, so... Man, bit of... Oh, for crying out loud, did they really not queue up anything? I did not, did I? Well, you do get to stack 1/10 of industry production from one turn to another, as any race. Automatons can do it 5 times in a row, and the other races can do it once in a row, but I still have some industry stacked, so I can use it to spawn a bunch of ships, which of course I'll gladly do. So let's just make... Oh, maybe it didn't stack. Okay then, that's too bad. I wasted a bunch of industry. It's not a huge amount of industry, let's be entirely honest about that, but still a few extra ships that I could use to crash UK SPA. And speaking of crashing UK SPA, I think we all know what is about to happen. First things first, let's kill those bastards. Yeah, those are the exact same ships I destroyed last time, aren't they? Yep. They do have some deflection, but they have no chance against me. Let's start off just like I did last time and then repair in case the enemy actually wants to fight, which I seriously doubt. Nope, they just both died. Easy peasy, didn't take any damage. Cyber Skilled is mine, Master Hacker is as well, and now Saboteur is mine as well. Pretty nice. Extra damage is also gonna be decent. Dust warheads, yeah, not too bad. There's a lot of things I want on this hero. In all honesty, battle commanders, or rather the fleet admirals in this game, always need to have more skills than they can actually have per se, because there are so many good abilities that you always want to have but nevertheless can never have, which is a bit sad. Siafu actually like me for some reason. Why is that? That's because long-term peaceful status and ongoing war with another faction. So they are fighting against a lot of people. Poor guys, they're dead already. Let's make Siafu like me even more by declaring war on UK SPA. Hi there! Did you miss me? I am coming back, you bastard! Give me Giza! I want Giza. Giza is mine. There's just nothing you can say that will stop me from taking it. It's just mine, and that is the period to this sentence. As for you, dear ships, I'll create a fleet so that I do not forget about them, but I'll make them wait for 110 because I don't want them to go into Giza head first, because that would be bad. A scouting ship! What am I going to do? Probably just kill it and make sure I take no damage while killing it as well, because this would be just lazy if I took some damage. Thankfully I did not. Bye! Nice seeing ya. Alright, this fleet is not quite big enough to warp into Ghana without seeing what is over there. I'll do it once I have my Master Hacker in Giza, because then I'll be able to see exactly where the enemy ships are and how strong they are as well. Alrighty then, my Emperor absolutely adores me, which is always a nice thing. I don't think I need to marry to be ecstatic, although it does give it a lot more production, so I guess I'll keep it ecstatic in this case. How are we doing in other things? Knowledge dropped, but it doesn't mean much. Knowledge is measured by the amount of text you have, not by the amount of science output or the amount of science you accumulated so far. So my tech score is dropping down, but that's because I'm wasting a lot of turns on this very expensive tech. If I were to grab all those techs, which I could grab most of those in 110 or less in fact, then I would suddenly jump up in terms of technology, so I'm really not too concerned about this. Of course, I do want to grab more expensive tech soon, because, yeah, I do need to grab this ship and create my universal ship as promised, but other than that, yeah, not much to add. How are we doing on this system? I do kind of want to have the Boros Guild Boars, but it's just so worthless. How much would it cost me to buy it out? Yeah, no, just no. It would be even cheaper to actually get it, you know, to stop converting industry to dust and get it this way, but I'd rather convert industry to dust, thank you very much. Now this system is now stacked full of population, so let's colonize Aurora waves. That's a lot of approval, I like approval. Ice gives you less approval but more science. I would rather take more approval because this will give me just a net bonus of approval at the cost of a little bit of science, which I'm entirely fine with. Let's grab even more happiness, although I might not actually need it, so I'll not get it. Instead, let's grab all the science I can get because I'll get less of it soon enough. And that's good enough for the time being. I like what I have queued up. I guess I could buy out magnetic field generators, but I do want to buy out infinite variable computing on my systems. Actually, the improvement that is given to you by the research is called differently. I don't remember how exactly, but it's called differently. But you know what I mean. The research, the improvement that I'm about to get, that's what I want to buy out as soon as I can. Alright. Gizar is going to be defended by an invasion fleet, so I'm not too concerned about that. Somebody is sending me a diplomatic offer. It's not a war offer, so that's good to know. Let's send in my invasion force already. Thank you. And what kind of thing is this? Open borders in return for I am battered fury. That's 2000 science. How much is 2000 science for me right now? I don't think it's a lot. I am battered fury. Oh, actually, it is 4 times worth of science. I mean, I'm not too concerned about that. Buyout bonus is semi-decent sometimes if you're rolling on dust. I'm not, however. Space elevator is not too useful either, and I could probably haggle a better technology from Pilgrims, but I just want to accept it to make them like me more, because I want to abuse their friendship if at all possible. So yeah, let's do it. I mean, this would allow them to colonize things like Kima, which actually I'm nearing a point where I could colonize it. It would be quite a bit of approval hit. But deserted cities on the lava planet, not too bad, I guess. Duvia, obviously, I don't want to colonize. Man, I don't mind having open borders with those guys. Let's accept it. They'll like me more and I get a free tech out of it. Can't complain about that. Farmer finished colonizing. That's nice. Let's make sure that this thing is running on alien grafting. And let's get rid of aurora waves and let's get also my moon exploration. Exploitation or whatever. Actually, I care about moon exploitation much more than anything else. In fact, I am even going to buy it out because that's how important it is in this particular game mode that we are playing right now. Just keep in mind, we're still playing with the endless day settings, because that's when this game was started. If you want to, because I'm pretty sure that you no longer gain, where is it? Empire bonus is common. You no longer gain this thing, Wells of Wisdom, if you start a new game in endless space, because endless day is over. But if you change the date on your computer back to when this event took place, to like, I don't remember, 23rd of January or something like this, then you can get Wells of Wisdom again if you want to play with this particular setting, which, you know, might be a fun experiment for you if you haven't tried doing so just yet. Alright, it's my home system, so it is gonna get some extra trading done, because that's how it is. Also more defense, because again, it is my home system, so defense is rather important over here, if you don't mind me saying so. And honestly, I don't know why you would mind me saying so, because there's no reason why you would. Alright, can I increase the tax rate? No, because Mary still wants to be loved a little bit more, and it cannot, because mostly because of the poor soul. That's exactly the singular thing that is causing this system to, the single thing that is disallowing me to increase the tax rate even further and maintain those people at ecstatic level. That's fine, no, that's fine. No hard feelings. I certainly will not complain about anything, because so far things are going rather well, if you don't mind me saying so. So, let's start capturing the system as soon as possible by killing the enemy invasion ships. They actually have some weapons. I guess the enemy is sending reinforcements. Yeah, that's the reinforcements, the 4 command points fleet. No, it has more than 4 command points. So I guess some of those ships have no weapons whatsoever. Ah, that's interesting. In this case, spread fire, because I'll easily kill the other ships and then I'll be able to focus down on the ships that can actually fire back. So, short circuit, and since the enemy fleet is not that strong, I will continue with barrier and nano repair systems and just auto battle, because it should be pretty easy victory nevertheless. I did actually lose something. Wow, I lost a heartbreaker. And my heart is broken, but the enemy is dead, so that's fairly okay. My hero did level up, which I'm rather happy about. I could get dirty tricks, I could get fast reboot, I could also get emergency shelters. Now this is a very, very powerful and useful battle card, but I don't need it right now. I could get Insight 1, Not too bad of an ability. I think I need to start prioritizing which type of ability I want to have first and faster. Engine tuner would be not too bad, but there's a wormhole right there, so it's not too useful for me right now. Maybe in the future. Hyper driven, not necessary. Fast tribute gives you access to some really nice abilities, but not yet. Emergency shelter is also not needed just yet. Fearless foe, good one, but I am tempted to just grab the dirty tricks. I don't need those though, because I kill the enemy very quickly regardless. But this would allow me to kill them quicker. So let's grab dirty tricks. Why not? Let's make sure to maximize my damage as much as possible. Meanwhile, this guy, he can, I guess, go for the negotiator. He doesn't really care about that too much, does he? He can grab Minister of Propaganda, that would help. And he can also grab, that's about it, honestly. I guess Blockade Runner is not too bad. And I do want him to have a bit of wit on him, so I guess I'll grab that before I try to get Minister of Propaganda BS. I don't really need him to have Minister of Propaganda just yet. So, oh, actually, it's Negotiator that gives you Minister of Propaganda. Oh, well, that's nice, I guess. I'll keep it in this case. So there's that empty moon. That's too bad, but it's still a moon, I guess. So it's gonna give me a bit of extra dust at the very least. And over here, predictive logistics. That is what I wanted and what I need. That's very nice. Let's make sure that I am making predictive... I can speak English, I promise. Anyway, let's make sure that I have predictive logistics on literally every system I can think of, since it's rather important for me to have those. And then buyout bonus on my most productive system is not a bad idea, because I would probably want to keep making ships on it all the time, but if at all possible, I want to buy out some system improvements without interrupting my ship production. So I'll get abundant luxuries as well, why not? Do I mind? Well, you also go ahead and grab predictive logistics. It's very important. My dust income has lowered significantly, but it's fine. The enemy sent in an expansion ship into scouts at me. Sure thing. I mean, you'll give me science, so I'll just kill you if you don't mind. Open it up with barrier so that I take no damage whatsoever, and none repair systems at the end, but they will run away most likely. Yeah, they're still all dead though, so that's fine with me, father. Gonna work on Aurora Waves, that's good, but then finish off predictive logistics. How much does it? Holy F, it costs a lot. Well, that's good to know, I guess, but I'll work on this as much as I can, because it's rather important to have it. Cannot increase my tax rate, which would be nice, but still, I'm willing to lose 110 dust. This then, it's pretty significant amount, but it's not too bad. Alright, Master Hakan is in place. Let's see where the enemy fleets are, and how strong they are. That's an invasion fleet, not scary, that's a bit scarier, but overall, EKSPA seems to be very much dead to me. So let us select all the fleets on Madness and merge them and send them through together, and then I'll start fighting. I mean, I don't actually have any invasion ships over here left. I used them all, and I set them up north. So I guess I'll just sit on Ghana. I think it would be better to sit on Arcturus to blockade the system, because it's pretty productive. It's actually productive. It's focusing on alien graphing for some reason. Well, what about this system? Also not extremely productive, and I wanted to develop a little bit more before I conquer it. Ghana, yeah, no, I don't really care about it. So let's go ahead and I'll start invading Ghana for 110, I guess, but then I'll go into Arcturus and blockade that. Mary did not queue up any more ships over there, good. But abundant luxuries, even though I explained why I want it, they'll have to wait, because I really need to get some more invasion ships over there ASAP. Because I do want to start taking more enemy systems faster and get myself back into the game, because honestly, all this role-playing that I did, it really put me far behind, it really did. That's why I'm so thankful for today's suggestion, which just allows me to do whatever. Unfettered movement, that's nice, now I can move wherever I want, which is fairly important. And I'm walking on my princess crossbreed, that's how it's not princess, whatever, you know what I mean. I can also colonize gas giants now, woohoo, I don't really care, I'm not gonna colonize any gas giants anytime soon, thank you very much. Now as for you, go ahead and go into Arcturus and have a little bit of a fight. I could put in my hero over here. I probably should have actually, but it's now a little bit late. So let's just see. The enemy is using a lot of deflection and they're no longer using shooting. That's valuable information. It looks like they have adapted. They are also using flak now. As for weapons, they use beams and kinetics in equal measure. Okay, I cannot retreat from this battle because I'm in the heart of enemy territory. That's good to know. I might lose all my ships. The enemy is using deflectors. I'll go for guillotine in this case. Formation is gonna stay at default because all my ships are the same. Open it up with short circuit and then continue on to deal I think I need to deal as much damage as I can, honestly. Otherwise, I will not be able to destroy the enemy ships. They do have a lot of deflection, so I'm not necessarily in the best spot. Maybe I could go for Nosebreaker. It's not necessarily the worst idea I ever had, because the enemy does have a lot of defense, but I'm thinking that maybe they don't have enough defense. I was able to deal with those ships in previous battles well enough, so I think it could be more or less okay the way that I handled this battle. I'm not too sure, let's see. Those are upgraded handbreakers as well, so they... Oh, I'm actually using missiles! Right, in this case, well, the enemy does have flak. Even more flak than deflectors, actually. But it is good to know. The enemy is using adaptive strategy. Can I counter it in some way? Yes, I can by going for weapon overclock, which I don't necessarily want to do. The enemy is taking damage, quite a bit of damage, 2 ships down and nothing more. But that's not too bad. I'm gonna continue with my adaptive strategy plan. Weapon disruption is not too good, but I'm still gonna get extra damage overall because of how much I increased my damage. I'm going to start losing ships now, unfortunately. There is little I can do to avoid it. The enemy is also going to lose a bunch of ships though, so that's at the very least something good. My ships have taken quite a bit of damage, but since it looks like the enemy is spreading their damage, I really do want to continue with nano repair systems. They should be able to bring me up to full life, perhaps even. And they did not counter the enemy, but they did allow me to heal a little bit. They will also lower my damage, and I was not actually able to kill anything. I should have gone for Nosebreaker on last stand, which is something I did not do. So I am going to lose quite a few ships in this fight. Unfortunately, that's my mistake. I really should have gone for Nosebreaker. But thankfully, the enemy just focused fire on a single dying ship, so that's not too bad. I still lost 3 ships? 4 ships! Man, yeah. The enemy is using what? Melee range? Yes, they are using melee. That's why I lost so many ships near the end. So it started nicely, but then it got kind of nasty. Still though, I'm able to blockade the enemy fleet and deal a considerable amount of damage, so I'm fine with that. I cannot start besieging Arcturus, but at the very least, I am there keeping an eye on it, which is important, I guess. Alright then, let's use my fighting fleet to actually fight. Thank you very much, game. The enemy has nothing interesting whatsoever, so I don't know what I use in this scenario. Just nothing, I guess. The enemy has no weapons. So the enemy is dead, easy peasy. Developing leaders, that's because my level is at hero 3. Wait, what? That's because my hero is at level 3. Seriously, what's wrong with my English today? The enemy does have a hero somewhere, so I think I will grab Fearless Foe now. Although, let's have a quick look. What do I need badly? Illusion is always great. It allows you to save so many ships. But then again, so does the... where is it? So does the emergency shelter, and does so in a more reliable fashion, in fact. That's why I like emergency shelter so much. So I'm not too sure. Commander-in-Chief is a very important and powerful upgrade, which I also kind of want. I could get Inside Informant, again get Inside as well. Ultimate Defense, not exactly what I want. Dust Warheads would limit me quite severely. I will grab Fearless Foe, sooner or later I will need it, I guess, although leveling up my fleet is so good. I do kind of want to level up my fleet as much as possible, I think. Even though so far I'm commanding very small ships, so this will not be immediately useful. Let's focus on something that is immediately useful. Fearless Foe is almost immediately useful, but it is not quite. Science Leech is immediately useful, and it's quite a powerful ability as well. But it doesn't benefit my fleet, which is what I want. I do want to have a battle action of sorts, but I don't need a battle action just yet. Let's just grab extra insight to grab some extra science from the enemy. And start the invasion, why not? 21 turns, that's quite a long time, unfortunately. But I'll do my best to get it down as quickly as possible. Can I increase the tax rate? Still cannot. That's too bad, but that's still acceptable. And let's start making some invasion ships. Can I actually retrofit my invasion ships so they can carry more invasion stuff? I think I should be able to now, because I have access to tonnage boost, so I can use that and give it extra 1 siege. It also makes the ship quite a bit more expensive, but hey, that's the only siege weapon I have. It's the least efficient one. I should research a better one, but I'm currently busy getting the Priscilla thingy. Okay, can I reassign my hero actually, speaking of which? Or does he still need more time? I can actually unassign him. Let's get him out of Dual Mind and into Mary so that Mary can actually work way more efficiently. Thank you very much. Now it can spam a few more ships, which is important. As for you, let's merge and let's protect Madness in case somebody wants to go in here, which is rather important. And actually I just realized I did queue up all those panel blockers, but I kinda also lost my fleet down south. So let's make a few more Heartbreakers first and only then focus back again on invasion ships. I think that's the smarter plan. So there is that done. I wanted to drink some... Oh, I still have some water, that's good. Let me drink it. I'm running out of time though, in order to get the new thingy, but hello, that's a new hero I haven't seen before, that's cool. He does have a cool artwork, and he seems to be fairly bad, unfortunately. Cooperative Adventurer, one of the worst combos. It's not the worst combo, but it's pretty bad, unfortunately. Whatever, he does look pretty cool. Alright, the enemy is going to try to fight me. Well, here's the thing. I want to open it up with Spread Fire because I want to make sure that this guy dies, but the other guys also take damage. But then I want to switch into Fist of Fury. No, Nosebreaker, that's how it's called. I'll go for Guillotine instead. No, it will not work. Thing is, I don't want to play this battle in manual just because, well, I don't have that much time. This videocast is half an hour long and I do need to get the Preskylla thingy. So, whatever, I might lose this fleet of mine. I don't really care too much. Let's double it up on the short circuit and then follow it up with a barrier, I guess. See how well it goes. I do expect this guy to die. He did die, but all my other ships also died. That's unfortunate. But I guess it happens. My hero leveled up, that's important and nice. I don't really care about motivational leader. I do care about negotiator, so let's go ahead and grab that. Thank you very much. And production done in several systems, that's also nice, but not exactly what I would call important. Let's get a few more Heartbreakers, because the enemy is using some missile defense. Actually, maybe I should redesign them to use beams. Maybe. Maybe I could, maybe I should. But I don't have upgraded beams, do I? Well, I don't have upgraded missiles either. But let's try to use beams, I think. The enemy is now focusing on missiles instead, so... Actually, wait a second. Why can I... Wait, what am I using on this ship? What is this ship? That's Pirate Blocker, go away. I was surprised. Heartbreaker, this is what I need now. I'm much less confused. Alright, go away missiles, you are nice and useful, but now I want to have some extra beams and see how well they will do. They will not do too well though, because the enemy is using big ships. You know what, I'll just keep the things as they are for the time being, and I'll be satisfied with it. Am I making dust yet? Yes, I am, because Dual Mind is again working on industry to dust conversion. I still cannot increase the tax rate because I want to keep Mary ecstatic, because look at this beautiful, beautiful industry. As for everything else, things are proceeding along quite nicely. That was a text message, so sorry for the moment of silence. And 2 more turns, or rather 1 now, and I'll actually be able to finish recording, because I will not stop until I have the Preskylla thingy. Alrighty then. Fighting Armada. Please fight a little bit, because it's rather important. And I can just auto-battle with no cards played, because the enemy is not going to attack me anyway. They are just all going to die, and I'm going to gain quite a bit of science as a result, which is nice. And in fact, yes, that's very good, because this videocast was getting a little bit long. And let's be honest, my form was not at its peak while recording this time. Let's grab Fearless Foe. I will need it sooner or later. Then again, let's not... I will need it sooner or later. Let's be prepared. It's important to be prepared. And let us also design a new ship. So, let's go ahead and do just that. There we go, Peta. And how was I supposed to call it? Crossbreed, right? Alright. Crossbreed, there we go, Crossbreed. It is going to be this ship that will protect my other ships from taking damage, but it will also have weapons because it's supposed to be a universal type of ship. So it will be just that. First of all, extra tonnage, to make it more universal, I guess. Engine, it could boost my entire fleet, which is not too bad. Extra 2 movement on fleet. That's not a lot. Can I give it a worse engine? Yes, but it's still very expensive tonnage-wise. Let's think. Armor is very nice, but I still don't have very good armor. So let's start it off with deflection. I can have quite a lot of it for cheap, because this ship obviously does have a bonus towards that. Let's get some extra flak, 10 will do, and some extra shielding as well. Actually, I don't even need flak. I'll just get 3 flak in case I find some other empires that actually use it. Yeah, 3 is enough, just in case. But, well, maybe even 2, in fact. but mostly I'll focus on deflection and shielding, like so. And I'll have long-range kinetics, medium-range beams, and melee-range missiles because lols. Why not? It will be fun and it will look cute. Meanwhile, this ship is also going to have a bit of repair, I think. Yeah, why not? Let's give it a bit of repair. It's very expensive though, man. And it will not have any place for armor, so instead maybe give it power. It doesn't benefit my fleet. Engine will benefit my fleet though, and it's always nice. And it's going to be, you know, command and control ship. So let's give it a benefited movement for the entire fleet. Why not? Can I get anything else? Not really. I can give it more defense. I can't go for more armor, which I would love to have. Which I could get if I went for a few less deflectors. They are upgraded deflectors anyway, so I can do that quite nicely and still get up the extra armor, which is nice. And this gives me quite a lot of extra HP, as you can see. Armor upgrades are just so useful and I like them so much. And then with the remaining things, I guess I can go for extra shielding, just in case the enemy is actually using beams. And this ship should be able to take a beating. It will increase the speed of my fleet. And it's as universal as I can make it, in all honesty. I guess I could give it some other things, but they wouldn't be too useful, because I don't have the upgrade just yet. I promise to make it more universal in the future, and I'll actually use it. It's not a bad idea to have this kind of ships. They are usually pretty useful, but for the time being, that is all you're gonna see today, ladies and gentlemen. It was PANCZASU, also known as the Mighty Mixed Power. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you online.